Jobs once said, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." My family and I moved from Smyrna to Spring Hill the day before I started kindergarten at Spring Hill Elementary. I attended Spring Hill Elementary for kindergarten and first grade, and then I moved to Marvin Wright Elementary where I did third and fourth grade. Finally, I settled at a school that would be my home for the rest of my school career in fifth grade. That is Columbia Academy. Columbia Academy taught me to be my own person. I created friendships that will last a lifetime, and being there ultimately led me down the path to the college major that I have today. The quote that I opened up with by Steve Jobs really resonated with me about my freshman year of high school. When going to a private school, it is very easy to compare yourselves to others or want to fit in with the in crowd or get caught up with a certain group of people just because they're popular or well known. I can remember times when I thought, I want to be like so-and-so, or I want to go here because this person's going here and they're popular. Every day we had Bible class at Columbia Academy, and the teacher that had the biggest impact on me was a man by the name of Joel Oswalt. Mr. Oswalt one day in class told me, God is in control, God has a plan, and God wants you to be part of that plan. When Mr. Oswalt said this, a light bulb went off in my head. I realized that I needed to quit trying to be like other people and stop comparing myself to them. I had my own life to live, and I needed to stop getting caught up in other people's. My life had a plan of its own, and that was what I needed to follow. It was time for me to stop being someone that I wasn't and find the friends that would support me throughout the rest of my life. The friends that I made at Columbia Academy shaped me into who I am today. All throughout high school, I played basketball. Some of my closest friends were on that team. We spent countless hours together. Between practices, scrimmages, and games, I was spending more time with those girls than I was my own family. This team had a chemistry like nothing else. We worked well together, communicated well together, and knew each other on and off the court. The closeness of this team took us all the way to sub-state in 2016. I had my friends on the court, but I also had some great friends off the court. There were about 4 of us that would do everything together. We would go eat before every Friday night football game. We would hang out on the weekends, participate in every homecoming activity together. We basically spent our whole junior and senior year together. These girls taught me the importance of having friends that would last a lifetime. Columbia Academy helped me direct my heart in the direction that I needed to go for my future career. Sitting in biology my freshman year, I had a partner who did not want to get their hands dirty. They did not want to dissect, they didn't want to touch the animal, they could not even stand the smell of the animal. So therefore, all of that was left to me, and she did all the written work. Throughout that year, we studied different organisms, and we started studying about human life. In science, bio means life. So we started studying all the systems and how living organisms work. This is when nursing first came to my mind. Then the next year, I had to take chemistry. It was the worst thing ever. I thought nursing is not for me, I don't know how this applies to me, and I'm not going to get through this class. Thankfully, I had a teacher who was very willing to help and got me through that year. Senior year came around, and I took anatomy and physiology, and that right there sealed the deal for me when I knew that I wanted to go into the nursing field. That year, I studied the different systems of the body and learned how the body functioned. My anatomy teacher that year was Miss Thrasher, and she also went to nursing school. During the weekends, she worked at the assisted living in Columbia, so I would go over there some with her and spend time with her, shadowing her and seeing what it was like there. I saw how different phases of life I saw how the function of the body was different through different phases of life. I knew that I had qualities that would make a good nurse. I am kind, understanding, caring, and a servant-hearted person that wants to help others. I knew nursing was the path that I wanted and that I needed to take. Then came the day when I had to decide where I was going to attend college. So, school number 4. I chose Tennessee Tech University because of the reputation of its nursing program. I've loved every second of college life in Cookeville, Tennessee. Going to Columbia Academy changed my life in more ways than one. I learned to become my own person, gained lifelong friends that still support me, and took classes that influenced me to do what I do today. Going to 3 different schools was tough in the beginning, but just like Mr. Oswalt told me, God wants you to be part of his plan. The transition was definitely a roller coaster at times, but it could not have turned out better. Remember, your time is limited, so live the life that you were called to live.